On Wednesday afternoon, Hudson County View had the opportunity to interview newly sworn-in Hoboken Police Chief Kenneth Ferrante. Ferrante talked about a lot, including a USA Today report about racial profiling within the department, homelessness, fraud, and a number of other topics. Ferrante, a police commander during both the Hurricane Irene and Hurricane Sandy storms, was named the new chief of the department on October 29th and was sworn in on December 1st. Speaking one-on-one at his office at police headquarters, I brought up a USA Today report from November 19th which said that racial profiling among police departments across the nation was becoming a growing trend, with the Hoboken PD being named in the article. However, Ferrante said the study did not do enough research on the topic.
What I saw was that it was only taken from uniform crime reports. There wasn't an in-depth analysis of what was happening. We have a very low African American population in the city. It's down to 3.5%. And the study tried stating that we had 38.9% of our arrests were African American, which I found that wasn't the case. It was lower than that. But I also want to look at how many complaints have we received of false arrests and racial profiling. And the year that they did the study, which was 2012, there were 1,035 arrests performed by the Hoboken Police Department. Of those 1,035 arrests, only one arrestee made any complaint about it being a false arrest. That is less than 0.1% of our arrests having that type of complaint. I think that shows with the type of policing that we do in the city, which is still a very diverse city. It's diverse in multiple ways of socioeconomics. We have a department that is focused on policing for everyone, and we enforce conduct, not groups or race or nationalities. They only did it with one situation, with looking at uniform crime reports and looking at arrest numbers, population, and what was the percentage of arrests, which was what a certain race. I think you could take any statistic and try to create a study. I don't think they did extensive enough of a review.
When I noted that most Hudson County residents look at Hoboken as a relatively safe place to live, Ferrante said that although violent crime is very low in the mile-square city, he wants to aggressively address quality-of-life issues such as homelessness.
That's dealing with an advancing homeless population right now that has come to our town over the last year. We've been in talks with Jacqueline Tribini from the Hoboken homeless shelter at 300 Bloomfield Street. We're going to have some initiatives in doing some outreach with the homeless population. We're going to help those that are in need, emotionally stirred parties, those that are in a situation of some bad luck, but those that are trying to come here to hide from criminal behaviors in other states. We're going to identify those parties, and we're going to take them off the streets because they bring a dangerous element to both our residents and our homeless population that are trying to do better.
What do you think that the average resident could do, if anything, to help police in this situation?
We have a lot of different opinions from our residents, our business owners, about the homeless population. Some want to help them by giving them money. Some want to give them food, and then there's others that don't want to see them at all. We get these varying opinions. We urge our residents not to give money to panhandlers or those on the street, stopping people, trying to bully people into donating money. There are organizations in the city and organizations region-wide that we request them to donate because it's going to those people that are truly in need, and it's done in a way that is very coordinated and very organized. We have had situations of people panhandling aggressively with our residents, and we're learning that they're not even homeless. They're people that live in other communities that know we have a demographic of some upper middle class to upper class residents, and they're using that to try to make some extra money, and we've seen some scams with that.
Ferrante also told me that he addressed the entire Hoboken Police Department on Friday the 5th for the first time since 2003, putting the officers on notice that identity theft is the largest growing crime in the United States and has become commonplace among Hoboken residents.
We have victims of identity theft. It is the largest growing crime in the United States. It can happen at any time and to anybody. And it's very, very, very hard to prevent that type of crime because there's highly technical groups that are doing this type of crime. We are going to have a detective that's going to learn all the ins and outs of how to help these residents when we get identity theft issues. and they're going to coordinate with the Joint Terrorism Task Force, Department of Homeland Security, different banking agencies. That's going to do anything we can to try to assist those victims of first reestablishing their credit and reestablishing their lives, but also any attempt that we could help with those large agencies in bringing apprehensions to large groups that are doing these types of crimes. I think it's going to go a long way, and we have probably 2 to 3 people come in to headquarters per day with different types of fraud or identity theft complaints, and the defendants of these crimes are not living in Hoboken and doing it to our residents. They're doing it from out of the country, out of the state. So we need to coordinate with other agencies, and that's what this detective will be doing starting in January.
Finally, Ferrante wanted to let residents know that bicycle patrols, as well as more police canvassing of the waterfront and parks, will be a regular occurrence in 2015. I'm John Heides with the Hudson County View, the eye of the community.